Hey there guys, welcome to Dinos World once again. So which bike am I reviewing today? You might have already guessed it because the title reads that I'm reviewing the all new Bajaj Avenger Street 220, the 2018 edition. It brings along a whole lot of changes and every detail that you need to know about this motorcycle is what is coming up. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. First of all, special thanks to my good friend and well-wisher Mr. Naveen from S&S Bajaj Kompalli for allowing me to review this bike for you guys. The Bajaj Avengers Feel Like God commercial launched way back in 2007 still reverberates in my ears, where the rider goes on forgiving everyone he can think of as he gets completely lost in a different dimension while riding through the vast open stretches on his Avenger, and why not, the unmatched comfort, the sense of freedom and the supreme value for money that this bike has offered all along just could not be matched by any other manufacturer, at least until late last year when the Suzuki Intruder emerged to challenge the Avenger's undisputed reign as the common man's most celebrated cruiser in the affordable range. The Maharaja of the masses for the first time saw a threat being posed at it. Now, while the Intruder's design might not have appealed to many, the form factor and the kind of kit it brings along with it certainly makes it a force to reckon with. I personally never realized that the Avenger would get another refresh so soon because the Street 220 as well as the 150 and the Cruise 220 were just recently launched in 2015. Well, Bajaj always try to be ahead of the game compared to their rivals, so I guess it's the Intruder effect that has made Bajaj to go ahead and introduce the two new variants that were launched recently at the Discover 125 and 110 launch event, such that they could completely annihilate the competition even before it can surface. Also, the kind of success that the Avenger series has tasted over the last couple of years has been truly phenomenal and has even taken Bajaj by surprise. The pace at which the biking culture is catching up with the masses is faster than the speed of light. Also, the new initiatives taken up by Bajaj, like introducing the tag or the Avenger Gods riding groups, has further fueled the fire within the riders to explore new places, experience freedom in its truest essence, and make the most of every moment that life has to offer. No wonder the tag family is now more than 6,000 members strong. They've completed a whooping 630 plus rides pan India, including 30 plus mark rides. Now, I myself participated in 2 of their rides, and you can find those video links in the description portion below. Now, come 2018, I'm glad that Bajaj have decided to further intensify their onslaught by turning up the heat and launching the new variants of the Street 220 as well as the Cruise 220. Honestly, the right word to describe the new Cruise 220 would be heavenly. It just looks so divine because the design almost flows like pure poetry. I would be reviewing it as soon as the bike is available, but for now, let's go ahead and talk about the Street 220. I absolutely loved the Street 220 when it was first launched back in 2015 with the black theme adopted for the alloy wheels, the engine parts, the handlebar, the exhaust, the grab handle, etc. It started reminding us more of the Harley Davidson Street 750. Believe me, after these new updates, the bike resembles the Harley even more closely. So what's new with this new 2018 model? Well, first of all, the all-new Roadster design headlamp layout along with the new LED DRL sitting right underneath the headlight reminds us of the Harley Iron 883 to some extent. We also get a short headlamp cowl that makes it look like a cruiser that's meant for the urban jungle. Secondly, we get two new paint schemes to choose from now. One is this matte black color that looks really stunning, along with the all new red colored body graphics that really highlights the bike's sporty character. The all new Avenger insignia looks really striking as well. What's interesting is that we also get a matte white color variant, and I'll be doing a quick walk around of that variant once it is available. Thirdly, the tail lamp is all new as well. This again resembles that of the Street 750 even closer and gets what Bajaj call a halo effect. Now trust me, it looks a lot cooler when witnessed firsthand. Fourthly, the rear grab bar now gets a rubberized grip to offer better feel to the pillion as he or she holds on to it. And finally, the star of the show has to be the all-digital instrument cluster, and kudos to Bajaj yet again for offering us a beautifully laid out digital display that integrates flawlessly with the rest of the design of the bike and also complements the bike's cruiser character perfectly. The readouts include a speedometer, odometer, trip meters, fuel gauge, clock and a service reminder. I wish they had included a gear position indicator as well. The seats are the same dual density foam seats and are just as mega in terms of offering unparalleled comfort. The handlebar is the same street control handlebar that allows you better maneuverability and flickability in city traffic. The switchgear is the same as that of the preceding model. Now coming to the engine specs, again everything remains pretty much the same, at least on paper. Powering this new Avenger is the same 4-stroke oil-cooled 2-valve twin-spark BS4 compliant 220cc DTSI engine that puts out 19.03 PS of max power at 8,400 RPM and 17.5 Newton meters of max torque at 7,000 RPM. Now this comes mated to a 5-speed gearbox. Now taking the bike out for a spin, the bike remains just as smooth and refined as before in the lower RPM range, but as we start climbing up the Rev Band, that's where you start noticing the difference in this new variant. The earlier variant was very smooth and composed, where refinement took prominence over sporty power delivery. Now believe me, it's the other way around this time. Now once you go past the 50s and 60s on the Speedo, the sporty nature of the bike is a little more pronounced as it takes over the refined nature of the engine. Now this is good because as you keep revving higher, the way the engine responds keeps getting sportier. The exhaust note starts getting a lot sportier as well, and this is something I haven't experienced before on the Avenger series, and trust me, this is really good and takes your expectations to the next level. The bike feels nice and planted and certain up to speeds of around 85 to 90 km per hour. Post that, though the engine feels capable of pulling further, it just feels as if the chassis and the tires fall short of offering the kind of support that the engine requires. However, I'd rather suggest cruising at 75 to 80 km per hour once you hit the highway, such that you can optimize and extract maximum fuel efficiency from this bike. At speeds between 50 to 60 km per hour, the bike feels so smooth that you start wondering whether the engine is actually running. The riding ergonomics are perfectly sorted out and make this bike very versatile in that you can flick this bike around easily in traffic courtesy of the street control handlebar, and at the same time you can also cruise effortlessly on the highways because of the low slung laid back seating posture that this bike offers. Now talking about the brakes, we get a 260mm disc up front and we still get the same old 130mm rear drum brake. Sadly, we don't yet get a rear disc. The brakes are good enough and offer decent stopping power, and for those who complain about the bike skidding, I'd request that you maintain the tire pressure as per the user manual and also apply both the brakes while braking. Please do watch my vlog where I talk about how you should brake on a non-ABS bike, and the link is mentioned in the description portion below. Talking about the suspension, we get telescopic forks with anti-friction bush up front and twin shock absorbers at the back that had been further fine-tuned for the Street 220 back in 2015 itself so as to prevent bottoming out easily. Now this setup continues as such on this new model as well. The ride quality is more inclined towards offering supreme comfort and holds up well up to speeds of around 90 km per hour. Now talking about the wheels and tires, we get a 17-inch wheel up front with a 90x90 tire and a 15-inch wheel at the back with a 130x90 tire. Road grip is reasonably good for the kind of performance that this bike has on offer. Talking about the maintenance cost, I myself have owned the Avenger 220 DTSI earlier. It was the 2013 model, and believe me, it is a very pocket friendly bike very low on maintenance. You hardly spend anything for service apart from the oil change. Now, if you're hoping to see my comparo of the Street 220 with the Intruder 150, my detailed comparo video in Hindi is already out, and you can watch that video by following the link in the description portion below. My English comparo video would follow soon as well. Now, talking about the areas of improvement, I hope Bajaj offer a larger diameter front disc. I also hope they offer a rear disc along with ABS, and I really hope that they offer a 140 section rear tire as well, just to match the competition. Now, talking about the relevant specs, ground clearance is 169 mm, which is more than sufficient for our Indian road conditions. Seat height is 725 mm, just about ideal for riders of all sizes, at least for people up to 6 feet tall. Tank capacity is 14 liters, more than sufficient to offer decent tank range. Mileage wise, I used to get around 42 kmpl from my Avenger 220 in city conditions, and this figure may change as per riding style and riding conditions. I suggest that you watch my mileage tips video by following the link in the description portion below. The price ex-showroom Hyderabad for the new 2018 Avenger Street 220 is Rs 80,691, which makes this bike an absolute steal in terms of pretty much everything, be it the stunning visual appeal or amazing comfort or superb performance or even the overall low maintenance cost. Well, that's pretty much it for now. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless, and ride safe.